while and decided to give himself up. He said, "It, I don't care about the money. I want to talk to her friend." I just want to get on here and basically update you with the cliffhanger that I left you with. I don't know if you saw my last videos. They were about me leaving Korea, moving home, traveling, all that good stuff. And if you saw the end of the video, I also briefly mentioned this hacker situation that happened. It sounds like I'm trying to be polite about it. Basically, someone hacked my Kakao account on the long 17-hour flight from Korea to San Francisco. When I got to San Fran airport and I finally got on Wi-Fi, I had tons of messages from my friends on my Instagram, on my Facebook, like, "Hey, I think something weird's happening, you should check it out." So I go to log into my Kakao account and essentially I can't. I've been locked out. Let me rewind to the very beginning of how this all happened. Essentially, I was a dumbass. Basically, I was about to leave Korea. I wanted to cancel my phone plan. So I went to my neighborhood T-World store. T-World has a bunch of different companies in that one store. And since I got my phone plan online, that was the perfect place to go. They had everything. At least I think they had everything. I go in the store and I basically just wanted to check and see if it would cost a fee to cancel my contract. I give him my ID card so he can look up my info and look up my contract. He's looking up my info on his computer. I guess he finds something and then he asks to see my phone. This is where I should have seen the first red flag. I give him my phone and it's unlocked so that he can do what he needs to do. I'm standing on one side of the counter, he's standing on the other. He doesn't speak English, by the way, and y'all know I cannot speak Korean. We're using nonverbal cues. I give him my phone and he takes it and he goes to the actual thing where he can dial a phone number, and he dialed a 4-digit number. I was like, okay, that's just for my phone contract. He's just checking something to see if this is the phone that's on the contract. Makes sense, whatever. But then he exits out of that and he's swiping back and forth and he sees this photo of me and my boyfriend and he looks at it and he stares. And then he looks up at me and then he looks back at the photo. I'm just standing there like, can I help you? I don't know what that was about. I shrugged it off. I was like, whatever, he gave me my phone back. He said, yeah, I can cancel it whenever I want to, but when you cancel it, it'll go into effect, so come back when you actually want to do it. So I left. A couple days later, I got a text message from an account on Kakao, and they were basically saying, hey, I was talking with the phone store, this is an English service for you, we can help you with your contract, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Maybe the guy at the phone store requested to have me on this service. I thought it was a legitimate service. It wasn't. I'm not giving them any information over the phone. They're telling me, oh, you need to go back to the store because they forgot to do this. Oh, you need to go back for this reason. All in all, I went back to the store 2 or 3 times in the next week because they apparently put the day for my cancellation wrong. They messaged me, oh, they made a mistake. They put the date the wrong day. So I go back to the phone store. Each time I'm physically going there and I'm interacting with the same one person. They schedule it, it's fine. It's a couple days before I'm about to leave Korea. Everything seems normal, but then I get a message from them asking me, have you canceled your bank yet? And I'm like, no. I don't have time. They're like, oh, I'll do it for you. Give me your bank account number. This was the biggest red flag I could have possibly gotten, but I ignored it because I was so busy doing everything and anything else. But I did not give them my information. I said, no, you're not the bank. I'll do that on my own. They're like, okay. And let me tell you, this stuff that's happening in this conversation at this point was absolutely ridiculous. I wish that I had taken screenshots so that I could actually show you what happened in this conversation. But since they hacked my Kakao, I can't get in to take screenshots of the conversation. I just can't do it. Fast forward to basically the day before I'm flying out. I tell my boyfriend about this kind of weird conversation, and he's like, let me see their Kakao. So I showed it to him, and he was like, are you sure this is like actually the phone store that's messaging you? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. So I get on my flight at 6 p.m. I scheduled for my phone to be terminated at 8 p.m. Either 7 or 8 p.m. Korean time. After I fly and I land and I see the email notification that someone in Korea had logged in, it also showed a timestamp. 2 minutes after I scheduled my phone to be canceled, they logged into my account. And this is important because in order to like verify your Kakao account without your password, you need your phone, like your phone contract phone number. So when I was in America, resetting all my passwords to everything, because he logged into my iTunes, he logged into my Apple ID. I don't know how he got the password, but he logged into my Apple ID. He put his device on the list of verified devices so he could log into everything and anything else. Like I had American bank accounts, I had a bunch of stuff, like passwords saved. So I was sitting there in the airport frantically changing all of my passwords to literally every website I could think of. Once that was done, hours later, I tried to like get back into my Kakao, but I couldn't because he changed my password. That was the first thing. So if you change your password or you don't know your password, you need your phone number to reset your Kakao. Well, that's the second thing because my phone plan was canceled. So if you don't have either of those, the third thing you need is your Kakao ID. So when you make your Kakao account, you have an option to make an ID so it's easy for your friends to find you. I did that. After he got in, changed my password, he deleted my Kakao ID. So I couldn't use the ID or phone number or password to get in. So effectively, I have no way of getting in. To this day, I still cannot get into my account. The first thing I did was try and contact Kakao directly, but their customer service page is so crappy. You have to like send them a document, and eventually they got back to me and said, oh, we'll disable your account. All they really did was log him out, but then he logged right back in because he had my email, which you can't change, and he made his own new password. So every time I messaged Kakao to get them to disable that account permanently, it would just log him out and then he would log back in. And every time he logged back in, I got a notification exactly at the time that he would log in. When my friends told me that something suspicious was going on with my account, they also sent me screenshots of the conversations between him and them. Basically, he was messaging them saying, hey, I didn't get on my flight. Hey, I need my bank account number so I can get money so I can leave. He was trying to get my bank information so he could steal money from me. Unfortunately, a couple of my friends did send him my bank account number, and with the bank account number, he actually linked it to my Kakao account. I don't know if he only used my bank number to do that and my Kakao ID, since it's like identity verification through Kakao. I have no idea. I don't know if he took other information, maybe from the phone store, from my account that way, if he saved some of my information to take it, but he linked it. And just when I thought that it was done and over and I just had to make a new Kakao account and that was it, he took money from my Korean bank account. I have 2 Korean bank accounts. One of them, no one knows the numbers to transfer money. And the other one is the one I use freely with friends, like here's my bank account number, send me money for this, whatever. The day before he took money from my account, I sent like roughly $3,000 to the secret account that no one knew. When I logged into my bank and saw that money was gone and it said from Kakao, I saw like 2 25,000 won transactions, basically 2 $25 transactions. I was like, wow, he's really testing to see how much he can take. But because I didn't leave a lot of money in there, I left like $50, 50,000 won, he could only take that much. I lost $50, yeah, but I saved damn near $3,000. Like, I couldn't believe it. As soon as that happened, I was like, okay, I'm sending my money from Korea to America right now. Like, I can't wait. This is absolutely insane. But the only account I can transfer money from is the one that everyone knows, like internationally. So I transferred money from the hidden to the known, and then immediately, like as quick as I could, I transferred it out to my American account. Because you don't know when they're lurking, working, trying to get a quick buck. In one of the conversations with my friends, he even said his own name and his bank account number. So I took that information and I screenshotted it, I gave it to my boyfriend. He went to the police in Korea directly to try and get them to freaking arrest him, because that's concrete evidence. Even if that name was fake, the bank account number isn't. And the bank account has to be under his name, so they could use that information to get his ass, okay? And we were determined to get him too. He took a completely different approach with one of my friends. Essentially, he pretended to be me and tried to hook himself up with her. He was like, hey, I'm at the airport. There's a cool guy who wants to meet you. She was like, what? Because, what? He was like, oh, he's a cool guy. He doesn't drink or smoke. She was like, I thought your flight was like now. Why are you trying to get me to meet this guy? He said again, no smoke or drink. Because his English isn't perfect, at this point you can tell it's not me. And this is the part that really, really irritates me, because this is another solid piece of evidence that the police could have used to arrest him. He said, the plan has changed, aka my plan to leave the country has changed. Then he said, this is the store clerk who helped me. He admitted that he was the one in the phone store that helped me and that had access to my information and that canceled my contract. He admitted it to her. He said, I saw your Kakao profile and wanted to talk to you. He saw her profile and decided to give himself up. He said, I don't care about the money. I want to talk to her friend. Like, it all comes down to, he worked in the phone store. He had all the information. He knows how these things work. So I'm not the first one this has happened to. Like, I'm sure, you know, when he sees a foreigner walk in, he gets real excited. But at this point, it's like, what else could I do? Basically, all is well. I made a new Kakao. I'm just glad that I didn't lose very much, if only, you know, a week of quality sleep. So that's where I am. I don't know what else to say about it. Hopefully this was educational for you. Probably not, because you have common sense. Let me know if anything weird or scammy has happened to you while you were traveling around or leaving Korea or any other country around the world.